Uh, Top of the morning to you all. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2020. We're going to be looking at a familiar Old Testament Bible story that at least should be familiar to all of us. We're going to be looking into the book of Exodus chapter 3 and verses 2 and 3. So grab your Bible, your morning coffee or herbal tea, Mountain Dew, whatever your favorite morning pick-me-up drink is, as we continue looking at revival or ruin. And I have a question to pose to us all today. How great is our God? His existence is penciled in everywhere. The reflection of his mighty power is seen in the heavens. The full majesty of his attributes is beyond mortal man's comprehension. Now let us look together at Exodus chapter 3, verses 2 and 3. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. Now, folks, I feel sure that Moses was watching his sheep, and then he saw a sight that he could not understand. We all have seen small fires, and in that region and climate of the Middle East, a bush catching on fire was no big spectacle. But as he was watching his sheep and watching this fire that should have burst into flames and then died out rather quickly, it did not stop burning. Now, this was something that an experienced outdoorsman such as Moses just had to investigate. As Paul Harvey used to say, and just for the record, if any of you listening and watching this devotional do not know who Paul Harvey was, Google it and listen to some of his rest of the story broadcasts. The rest of the story is this. As we look at the beauty of Jesus Christ and the need in our day to see him high and lifted up, God has shown himself throughout the Holy Scriptures to be the only one true God. God manifested himself and his glory to Jacob, as he showed his power to Moses, and personally, as a church, we need to see the glory of God afresh and new. Friends and family of Grace Fellowship, the communication between a man or a woman, a boy and girl, is more than external, more than a mental fancy. The relations of the soul with its creator are as old as man. Now here's the kicker in this story. It was through the burning bush that God spoke to Moses and showed him Israel's bondage. With all the turmoil, the marches, the pandemic, the fear, the confusion, God, please show us the bondage all around us and break our hearts till revival is our only plea. Blessings on you this Thursday morning and throughout this day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God bless.